This is NBC. Work.
Jim Perry and Jean Wood are great. Janice and Lois are delightful ladies. Only the poems need improving in the 1980s on Cut Sharks. And here's the host of Cut Sharks, Jim Perry.
I love that poem. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to Cut Sharks. You're very kind. Thank you. That's super. Thank you very much. That is a delightful opening poem, and it was sent in to us by Cindy Marlis of North Hollywood, California, watching on KNBC Channel 4. Thank you, Cindy, and if you keep sending them in like that, the poems will improve. We're welcoming back our executive producer, Chester Feldman, who was back in the old country visiting with his wife's parents. I'd like to go to Transylvania myself. We have our champion we're going to bring up right now, and she's going to go for the big money with the money cards. Jan Anderson. Hello, Jan. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Before we get to business, why don't you again tell us about yourself?
Okay, my name's Jan Anderson, and I'm living in San Diego, where I'm a junior at San Diego State University, and I'm a PE major.
I don't know if you were with us the last time, but Jan has already made one trip to the money cards, and that one trip paid off to the tune of $7,500. You're going to try to do more right now.
Oh, a lot more.
You cut them?
I cut them.
Let's open up the board and get to those money cards. Come on, Jan. Do it as well, maybe better. Yeah, let's keep up the good work. And the cards were all shuffled. Jan gave him a good cut. We're going to give her $200 of new money and 3 cards on the bottom line to bet as you will. When you move up to the second level, we'll add another $200 of betting money and 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must risk at least half the money. But you know how to do it. You do it well. Come on, Jan. Here's $200.
Good card, come on.
And if you don't get a good card, you can, of course, change it on each level. Let's see what we can do. Lois, 200 and...
Oh, good card! Okay. All of it, lower.
The whole thing.
All of it
$200
lower.
that this
Come
card
on,
is
be
lower
there.
than the king. 410.
I'm gonna go $100 lower.
1/4 of the money, $100, that this is lower. Again. 500 puts you near the middle now, Jan.
Okay, I don't like that. I'm gonna go $50 higher.
Minimum bet, $50. Higher. Right again. 550, and we move up that middle card and give you the other 200 with 750. You
I
don't have
like
to play it.
Change it.
And
Good
let's see if we can
card.
improve it. The 8 becomes
Oh.
a 10. Well, it's a little better. A little
Okay,
bit.
I'm gonna go $100 lower.
You were right with a $100 bet on the 10 before. Let's do it again. Lower. 2. All of it, $850. Higher. 4. 1,700.
Okay, I'm gonna go have some time.
1,700.
I go 700 higher.
$700. Higher than a 4. Right again. $2,400, and up goes the 6. Do you want it?
Change it.
Good betting money. Let's see if we can improve it. Come on, the 6.
A little bit higher.
Double or nothing.
Yes.
The $4,800. Is it higher? 4,800, 200 in the game. $5,000 trip to the money card. Way to go, Janet. My goodness. Come on down here. You want to tell everybody how much money you have now? And if the audio man's still with us, we'll have a new challenger out here in a moment, right after this commercial break. Way to go. Nice. I'm glad you're happy. Jan, we're going to deal out 2 brand new decks of cards. That means it's time to meet a new challenger on Card Sharks. Scotty Finn coming out here very perky. Hi, Scotty. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
And won't you tell us a little about yourself, sir?
Well, my name is Tom Finn, affectionately known as Scotty. I'm now retired and living up in Eureka. But prior to that, of course, I was born in Paisley, Scotland. And I went to school there. When I left school, the population was such that there was 7 women to every man. And when you can't even get your Sundays off, I joined the Navy.
I was going to say, why did you leave, Scotty?
You've got to have a day off once in a while.
That's true. What's the women to men ratio in Eureka?
In Eureka, I'm not too sure, but they're really nice people up there.
Oh, that's good.
Because I found it, and I like it.
You
Eureka,
found it. Eureka?
I found it.
Nice to have you here, Scotty. You cut the cards?
Yes, I did.
Then here we go.
Go.
We start the best 2 out of 3. Let's go, says Jan, and we start with a question to you, Jan.
Okay.
Jan, we asked 100 men, would you like mini skirts to come back into style again? How many men? A lot of women shouting no out there. Well, how many men would like to see mini skirts come back in style?
I think a lot of men like it. They like to see if a girl has nice legs. They like to see it. I think it's going to be a pretty high number. I'd say about 68 would like to see him come back.
68 out of 100 men said, yeah, they'd like to see the mini skirt come back. Scotty, what do you think?
What a terrible thought. I know in this program you can't say 100, so I'll just leave it at that and say higher.
You say higher. You think even
Oh,
more?
yeah. Oh, they'd love it.
You'd like it, I think.
You better believe it.
You'd like it.
I'm very young. I'm not quite 63, so I'll still go for it.
I have a feeling Scotty would like to see the bikini, the legal dress. Of
Right.
So you say higher, Scotty.
All right.
68 for Jan. The actual number of men who would like to see mini skirts come back in style is 62. Not higher, a little lower. Well, maybe some of the fellas didn't like what they saw before. Jan, you start off the match.
Lower!
Lower than the ace. A jack.
Lower!
Risking it lower. It is a 2. Higher than the 2. A 3. Trying to go all the way for the win. She did it. Wow. Every card gets turned over. Well, Scotty, how do you like the game so far?
Well, I'm so enthusiastic I can't believe it.
Game 1 goes to the champion, and now we deal out with the same 2 decks of cards. The next card's off the top of the deck, and I don't have to tell Scotty the pressure's on him right now.
You better believe it.
Scotty, we asked 100 third-grade girls, would the world be a better place if there were no such thing as little boys? How many third-grade girls think the world would be a better place if there were no such thing as boys?
Let me see now. Third-grade girls, they still don't like boys too good at that age. And I would think that's probably maybe 60.
60 out of 100 third-grade girls said, nah, we'd be better off without the
No
boys.
way. My nephews are that age, and they have girlfriends all over already. I can't believe it. It's got to be lower.
Lower.
A lot lower.
Third graders are already
They have
interested.
I can't believe it. They have girlfriends calling them.
Really? In the third
Yes, I
grade?
think
Precocious.
Whereabouts is that?
Scotland?
San Diego.
Oh, it can't be in Scotland because,
Scotty says 60, Jan says lower. The actual number of third graders who think the world would be a better place if there were no such thing as little boys is 54. Jan is right, it's lower. But it is more than half, Scotty.
Yes, good fight. Come on.
Scotty was on the right track, but not the right number. So Jan has a jack.
Okay, I'm going to go lower.
Gonna play the jack lower.
Yes,
Three.
higher!
Higher than the 3. An ace. Lower than the ace. A queen. Again trying to go all the way. She did it. 2 questions, 10 cards, and Jan's going for the big money again.
Congratulations.
Scotty, that was some blitz. You're a nice gentleman. We have some very nice parting gifts for you, Scotty.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Great meeting you.
Scotty Finn, thank you. Jan, come on down here. This young lady is hot as a firecracker, and she's going to try to add to her $12,500 right after this. Wow. 10 cards. Back with our champion, and I know Janice and some of our staff were talking. They said, I think that's the first time that has ever happened in 2 years for somebody to just 2 cards, 2 questions, 10
can't
cards,
believe it.
and here you go again.
So fast.
All right, now, Jan, you cut the money cards,
I
and of course,
did.
we've already played them once today, so in front of our studio audience, the cards were dealt out. Here we go.
All right,
Keep up
let's
the good
come
work.
on. Good card.
$200.
Let's go.
And let's get her started once again with a goodie, Lois. Jan will
on.
start with a
Oh,
7.
no. Change that card.
Can only change
Good
it
card.
once. Got to play this one.
Oh, that's worse.
Ooh, yes, it
Okay,
is.
I'm just going to go $50 higher.
$50 minimum bet. Higher than an 8?
Yes!
It is.
Okay, I'm going to go $150 lower.
That's a pretty sizable bet on a jack. $150.
Come
I hope you're right. Lower.
Yes!
It is a 3.
All of it higher!
Double or nothing for $800. Higher. No. That's the first time the cards have failed you, Jan, but it is still a good card.
Sorry.
You got another 200. She's still in it. Back with 200 and a 3.
Gotta be all of it higher.
Come on. Now,
All of it
400.
high.
Higher.
Yes! Okay, I'm going to just go $100 lower.
$100. Lower than the jack. Right
Yes!
again. Near the middle. How much?
50.
50. Lower.
Lower.
Going a little against the odds. Lower? No. Should have stayed with the odds. 450 and up goes the queen. Do you want that queen for the big bet?
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna go all of it lower.
All of it.
All of it lower.
Double or nothing. $900 if this card is lower than a queen. It is! Jan finds a way to win. Even with bad cards, you find a way to win, Jan. Jan, that one wasn't as good as the last two, but nonetheless, $13,400 in cash is not too bad. That'll pay a lot of college bills.
There's so many of them.
We'll be back with Jan Anderson and a new challenger to try to stop this hot lady right after this. Champion Jan Anderson, and here we go again. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Janice, if you will, then deal out those cards, and
All
here
right.
comes a new challenger on Card Sharks. Morris Giles. Hello, Morris. I'm fine.
Very good.
Why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Sure, I'm Morris Giles, originally from Alexandria, Louisiana. I moved to California, went to University of Southern California, where we managed to, thank you, we've managed to keep the Rose Bowl here for the local people. I am a marketing manager for a major computer company.
We're happy to have you here. Now, Morris, I got to ask you now, watching just before you came over there, they were dabbing you down with the makeup and everything. You enjoying this show business
I'm
stuff?
having a wonderful time.
Well, good.
Just excellent.
Hope you have a good time with us here
Thank
now.
you very
got the
much.
cards?
Yes, I did.
Here we go.
Right.
Well, I'd say you got to win a question against Jan, though. She is hot.
she is
Jan,
tough.
we start with a question to you.
Okay.
Jan, more and more women have taken up weightlifting to build up their muscles. So we asked 100 bachelors, do you find muscles on a woman sexy? How many bachelors think muscles on a woman are sexy?
Well, I'm a PE major, and women don't get the big old ugly muscles that men get. They just get a nice shape. And so I'm going to say kind of in between, because some guys think that maybe they get real big, but they don't. I'd say about 50.
50?
Yeah.
Do you lift weights, Jan?
Yeah?
Do you lift weights? Really? Yeah? How heavy weights do you lift?
Not very heavy.
Not, well, it certainly pays off in the good looks department, Jan. Jan says that 50 out of 100 bachelors think muscles in a woman are sexy, Morris.
Well, Gene, I don't believe that most men would even feel muscles or anything that's attractive on a woman, and they'd be afraid of being thrown out of bed with a muscular woman anyway. And I think it's going to be much lower.
You say lower than that. The actual number of bachelors who find muscles on a woman sexy is 37. Morris is right. It is lower. So the challenger gets started.
Very good.
And a 4.
Good card. Higher.
Higher than the 4. A 5.
Freeze.
And we move over the freeze bar. First time today someone freezes. And the question to you, Morris. Morris, we asked 100 United States congressmen in Washington, D.C. If the draft is brought back, would you be in favor of drafting women as well as men? How many congressmen would be in favor of drafting women?
I feel even though they are talking about taking women into the services, I don't believe that most men would want women to be on a combat line with them.
Well, it doesn't say combat. It says congressmen drafting
in
women.
Service. I think most of them would be in favor of drafting women. I think it would be about 61.
61 out of 100 congressmen are in favor of drafting women, Jan.
Hey, I don't want to get drafted, and it scares me. I think it's going to be lower. They don't want to get us women out there.
Even with the weightlifting, huh, Jan?
Even with the weightlifting, I don't want to be out there.
These are the polls I always find fascinating. What do our legislators think? And the actual number of congressmen who would be in favor of drafting women is 97. Almost every one of them. Morris, we left off with a 5.
Let's change that card, please.
Winning the question, you have the right to change it to a 3.
Fantastic. Higher, higher.
And the 3. A
Oh,
6.
freeze.
Again, Morris freezes. Oh, it's very easy for the audience to say, oh, but of course that keeps Jan away from her cards, and she's got to win a question. Jan, got a question for you now that's a little bit of a visual, so take a look at this, and you at home take a look at it. We showed this picture to 100 grown-ups. We asked them, who is this? How many grown-ups knew it was a picture of Bugs Bunny?
Oh, everybody knows that. Bugs Bunny's been around so long. That's got to be high. I'm going to say 97. It's got to be
97 out of
high.
100 grown-ups knew it was Bugs Bunny, Morris.
Even though Bugs Bunny has been around for an awful long time, and we all realize that's true, I really believe it's going to be lower because a lot of people might have thought it's Peter Rabbit.
No.
No, Peter's got a bigger tail. You say lower. The actual number of grown-ups who knew this was a picture of Bugs Bunny is 86. It's lower. Morris has got it. but a lot of people knew it. You've got a 6.
Let's change it, please.
Made a good change before, and a good change again.
Lower.
And the king. Oh, no. And a double king is not lower, and Jan gets a break. And a queen.
Lower.
Lower than the queen. An 8.
No, I'm gonna freeze.
I didn't think you ever had to use that word, Jan.
I didn't either.
We'll fill in the spaces, and it is sudden death. Someone has to win it on this play of the cards. Morris, the question to you. We asked 100 people. Would you favor a law that would prohibit the sale of junk food, such as candy and potato chips, in public schools? How many people would be in favor of a law prohibiting the sale of junk foods in public schools?
As a matter of fact, that is being talked about a great deal in the news these days, and I realize that a lot of parents realize that their children aren't getting the nourishment they should be getting from the candy machines and what have you. And I think about 47 people would be in favor of a law of that nature.
47 out of 100 would be in favor of
No, we're
prohibiting the
really
sale of
going
junk
into
food.
things, trying to get people to eat the right things, and they don't want that junk at the schools for the kids to eat. It's going to be higher.
Even higher than that.
Higher.
This will decide control in sudden death. The actual number of people who would be in favor of a law prohibiting the sale of junk food in public schools is 54. Jan is right. It is higher.
Okay, that's a hard decision. He has a good card, but there's no way. I'm going to... There you go, Morris.
Jan
Take
doesn't
it away.
even need me to explain the options. She does not want to play it for 3 cards. She's going to force Morris to play it because she has control in sudden death. Morris, you've got a good card to start off with the king. Get them both, you win. Make one mistake, Jan wins.
We are going lower.
Lower than a king. An ace, and Jan wins it in sudden death. Wow. I think that king was the best card that you had up there, and it failed you twice, Morris.
Yes.
And again, Jan finds a way to win. She has game 1 and $100, and here come the same 2 decks. The next card's off the top, and Jan will start game 2 with a question to you. Jan, we asked 100 women who have been married for 50 years or more. Interesting question. 50 years or more. If you discovered your husband had been unfaithful to you 49 years ago, would you divorce him? How many
No
women said if they,
way.
well, how many said if they discovered their husband was unfaithful, even if it was 49 years ago, they would still divorce him?
No, they've been married so long, there's going to be no way they're going to want to get rid of him. That was the path. I'd say maybe 4.
4 out of 100 would divorce him.
49 years ago is a long time, and a lot of water has gone under the bridge in 49 years, but I think it's going to be a little higher than 4.
You say a little higher.
Yes.
You think a few more would divorce
A few
him?
more. A lot of water has gone under the bridge, but a few more
Of course,
would.
49 years, a lot of the fellas might have forgotten they ever did it. Jan says 4, or how? Amara says higher. The actual number of women who, if they discovered their husband was unfaithful 49 years ago, would divorce him is 9. It's higher. Morris starts off with a 7.
Oh, that's a bad card. Let's change it, please.
And the 7 becomes a 9,
Oh,
right on the other side of the 8.
I'm going to say it's going to be a little lower than a 9.
Lower than a 9. Yes, a 2.
Excellent. Higher.
Higher than the 2, a 4.
Higher.
Risking it higher, a 10.
That's a breeze.
Morris, 1 card to tie up the match. Question 2 to you, Morris. Morris, we asked 100 doctors across the country. Do you make house calls? How many doctors still make house calls?
That is a very unusual thing for doctors to do now. They would rather stay in their offices and make the money. And because we have medical group insurance now, a lot of people go to the neighborhood hospital and have themselves taken care of. And I would think, because of some rural areas, doctors do still make calls. I would say about 33.
33 out of 100 make house calls, Jan.
No, I think it's going to be lower. There's not that many doctors that go out anymore. It's lower.
You say higher. Lower, I beg your
Lower.
pardon. The actual number of doctors who still make house calls is 70, not lower.
All
you've got to
change
change.
that card, please.
A big change for Morris, and it becomes a 6.
Oh, higher.
If this is higher, we have a tie. No, not higher. Jan still in it, and with Jan's luck, she's got a 3. Higher than a 3, a 7.
Freeze.
Jan needs 3 cards. We'll fill in the space. Morris needs 1 card, and we'll be right back right after this. I thought you had it.
Game TV, weekday mornings at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific.
One of our polling groups will receive Rotel's 20-watt 555 music system complete with AM/FM receiver and high-fidelity two-way speakers designed for minimum space, furnished by Rotel. And some of our contestants will receive a serving tray and light lunch from Lipton. Hot and hearty, satisfying dishes you make in a mug. More great taste from Lipton Light Lunch. It's delicious. A candy dish in Goobers. Crisp, crunchy peanuts, raisinets, plump sweet raisins, all covered with smooth, fine chocolate snow caps. Dark chocolate nonpareils, Goobers, raisinets, and snow caps. The new Proctor Silex Lady Light self-cleaning super steam iron. It irons out the problems you've had with ironing. The Proctor Silex Lady Light, a hair dryer and Conair Royal Persian Henna hair care system to energize your hair. Energize your hair with natural body and shine. Conair, the professional's choice. This is Gene Wood speaking for Cart Sharks. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
They're not acting this way for the money
What shall I do?
or the glory. They do it for the love of the game. Card Sharks, weekdays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Only on Game Show Network.